Greetings, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Polling Point. We are diving into the depths of the 2024 election scene, scrutinizing the latest statistics and perspectives from a recent analysis by 538. While we should approach 538's analysis with a degree of caution due to their generally left-leaning inclination, it is quite intriguing to note that in their most current election forecast, Donald Trump has surged into the lead. This development is particularly significant considering 538's historical performance in forecasting elections, such as the significant error in 2016 when they confidently predicted Hillary Clinton would clinch crucial states like the Upper Rust Belt, North Carolina, and Florida, forecasts that ultimately proved wrong as she did not win these states. With the election countdown now 2 weeks left, the data increasingly suggests that Donald Trump may indeed be on track to regain the presidency. Until a short while ago, Kamala Harris seemed to be the favorite, consistent with 538's usual preference for Democratic candidates. However, as the election nears, there is a noticeable shift, with Trump's campaign gathering strength, possibly surpassing his earlier achievements in the 2016 and 2020 elections. This election cycle brings a novel and fascinating point. For the first time, 538 suggests that Trump might actually achieve a victory, diverging sharply from their previous estimates, where they assigned him only a 25% chance in 2020 and just 10% in 2016. Despite these probabilities, Trump has consistently exceeded expectations. An overwhelming 99% of you watching have not yet subscribed. If you appreciate our content, please consider subscribing and liking this video to support our channel. Now, let's delve into the electoral map to pinpoint the states where either Harris or Trump have an overwhelming probability of victory, with their chances exceeding 98%. These states highlight the deep political divide within the country, with Harris likely to dominate in progressive strongholds such as Washington, California, Hawaii, and several northeastern states, including Joe Biden's Delaware. It is anticipated that Trump will dominate the election results in traditionally conservative regions such as Nebraska, excluding its 2nd district, as well as both Dakotas, along with various other areas throughout the southern and midwestern United States. In these steadfastly conservative states, Harris begins with a lead, securing 159 electoral votes to Trump's 113. This prediction, however, might lean more towards the liberal side than most, suggesting a potential underestimation of Trump's actual support. It is wise to treat these figures with a degree of skepticism. Focusing next on the states where the odds favor one candidate over the other, ranging from 75% to 98%, the competition remains fierce, yet skewed. For instance, while Harris is likely to secure victories in Oregon and New Jersey, these states do not show the same level of Democratic loyalty seen in their neighboring states. Additionally, in the Northeast, the expected winning margins for Harris in New Hampshire and Maine are notably slim, often under 5 percentage points, indicating these are much closer contests than in previous elections. In Virginia, a significant Democratic triumph was celebrated in the last electoral cycle, yet the margin of victory is forecasted to decrease due to a subtle shift toward the Republican side, a shift underscored by the GOP's gubernatorial win in 2021. This trend of shrinking Democratic advantages is mirrored in New Hampshire and Maine, where the races are tough, but Harris is still likely to emerge victorious. In the states of Colorado and New Mexico, the anticipated victories for Harris are expected to be less commanding than Biden's robust wins in 2020, where he secured New Mexico by 11 points and Colorado by 14. Nonetheless, Harris is predicted to prevail, albeit with slimmer margins, still holding a strong likelihood of claiming these states. Additionally, in Minnesota, a state that has reliably chosen Democratic candidates for more than 50 years, the choice of Tim Walz as Harris's vice presidential running mate could be a game changer. Despite the narrow victory for Clinton in 2016 and a more decisive win for Biden in 2020, Harris aims to at least match Biden's previous performance to secure this progressively competitive state. By tallying the votes from both the solid and likely states for Harris, including Maine's 2nd district, her total electoral count ascends to 226. Conversely, Trump's electoral prospects are enhanced when the likely states, including Maine's 2nd district, which he is projected to win again, are added to his tally. In traditional Democratic strongholds such as New York and Washington, Trump is positioned to achieve unexpected gains. Alongside potential victories in states like Oregon, New Jersey, Alaska, and South Carolina, Trump may accumulate an additional 12 electoral votes. This prospect underscores his robust competitiveness in the fluctuating landscape of American politics. Iowa and Ohio, nestled in the heart of the United States, have pivoted from their Democratic leanings during Barack Obama's presidency in 2012 to a pronounced endorsement of Donald Trump. These states, historically considered battlegrounds, have decisively backed Trump in both the 2016 and 2020 elections by substantial margins, reflecting a significant political shift. Contrary to predictions that Joe Biden would surpass Hillary Clinton's performance in these key states, Trump's grip remained unyielded as he replicated his 2016 victory margins in the 2020 elections. This persistent pattern signals that the Democratic Party may encounter formidable obstacles in attempting to regain control over these areas, which are likely to remain under Republican dominion in the near future. In the pivotal Sunbelt states of Texas and Florida, Trump's electoral triumph in 2020 was pronounced. He clinched Texas by a margin of 6 percentage points and Florida by 3 points. Despite a slight decrease in his Texas lead compared to 2016, his gains in Florida were notable, representing the largest margin of victory there since 2004. Future projections indicate that Trump could secure Florida by a margin not witnessed since the 1980s, and he seems set for a resounding victory in Texas as well. Together, these states contribute a hefty sum of 70 electoral votes, propelling Trump close to overtaking Kamala Harris with just 7 electoral votes needed. Arizona, another pivotal Sunbelt state, currently shows a 63% chance of favoring Trump according to recent polls, where he leads narrowly. As Arizona's electoral influence grows, this shift could signify a broader realignment within this key region, potentially shaping the overall outcome of future elections. This possibility reflects the ever-evolving dynamics of U.S. electoral politics, highlighting the critical role of swing states in determining the nation's political direction. In the recent election, Arizona shifted its political leanings toward the Democratic Party, but it now stands at a crossroads that could be decisive in the upcoming election. President Trump is anticipated to make a strong comeback, underlining the state's pivotal role in securing a Republican victory. Georgia, too, has become a key state in this election cycle after President Biden's narrow win there in 2020. Currently, the polls show President Trump with a favorable lead, giving him a 63% probability of recapturing the state. This situation underscores the significant hurdles Vice President Harris faces as she attempts to win over Georgia's voters. The electoral battle remains intensely competitive, especially in 5 key battleground states, where the race is too close to call, with no candidate having more than a 60% chance of victory, as per the latest polls. This highly competitive scenario is preparing the stage for what is expected to be a closely fought contest that could swing in any direction. Turning our attention to the Midwest after focusing on the Sunbelt, Nevada stands out as another critical battleground state. Despite its history of voting Democratic since 2004, current forecasts only give Vice President Harris a 52% chance of winning the state, emphasizing Nevada's crucial role in the national electoral scene, despite its smaller number of electoral votes. Although Nevada is currently predicted to lean Democratic, President Trump's improving odds could alter the dynamics of the upcoming election, making it a key state in determining the overall electoral outcome. North Carolina is also central to President Trump's plan to secure the presidency again, having backed him in the 2016 and 2020 elections. Presently, there is a 58% likelihood that he will win the state again. Despite scandals involving Mark Robinson, a Republican gubernatorial candidate, these controversies appear to have little effect on Trump's strong standing in North Carolina, emphasizing its strategic importance for garnering the necessary electoral votes for a Trump win. President Trump is nearing a victory, requiring just 8 more electoral votes. He is performing well in 3 of the 4 critical battleground states in the Sunbelt, and the Midwest states of Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania are proving crucial once more, particularly in Pennsylvania, where he has recently taken a lead with a 50% chance of victory, marking the first time in months. Although Vice President Harris initially showed strong potential, her chances are now decreasing, with a new rating of 43%. Similar trends are observed in Wisconsin and Michigan, where Trump is favored to win with a 56% and 55% chance, respectively. This shifting momentum indicates a strengthening of Trump's campaign compared to earlier predictions, hinting at a potential comeback. While the electoral race remains tight, the latest predictions from 538 suggest a final electoral vote count of 281 for Trump versus 257 for Harris, with the balance increasingly tilting in Trump's favor as the election day approaches. As the polls now seem to increasingly favor Trump, his potential re-election to the White House in January becomes a more tangible prospect. With the election nearing, we encourage you to stay engaged by commenting and subscribing for more in-depth analyses and the latest developments.